Hi everyone, Coach Wheeler here, hurdles coach from Indiana Tech. I've got another really quick video that we're going to do. I've got a gentleman, high school kid, who I've already done a video on start to first hurdle in race before. We're going to take a look at what he sent me, and we'll go through it a couple times in full speed. Then I'll drop it down a little bit slower so I can take some time to kind of talk to him a little bit about what he may want to improve on and what he's doing really well with. Let's go ahead and take a look at that. And we'll move you over here. And let's take a look at it. So he is standing right here. They're doing zone hurdling, which I love to do with my kids. Zone hurdling is you run your first two hurdles and then you remove a hurdle, or you run your first three and you remove a hurdle and then you run your last two, or you run your last three, just depending on what you prefer to do as a coach. Again, I'm more of less is more, so I'd rather do two and then the zone, or three and then the zone and then two. Um, and what it does is it forces you to be fast in between the hurdles, so you're really pushing and sprinting off of the hurdle to get to that next one, which is what you want to do when when you're only three stepping in between the normal distance of the hurdle. But this mindset puts you into feeling that sprint off of the hurdle and then being aggressive as you can. And so I really enjoy this type of a workout. We don't get to do it that often at Tech, not as much as I'd like to. A couple different reasons why. I go into that in another video. But let's take a look at Bellamy here and see what we've got going on. We're going to go full speed and take a look at him. Okay, starting here. Crosses one, two, three, four, full. One, two, three. So he does four, zone, and then three. Depending on how many reps of this he does, um, if he's not doing a ton of reps on it, I think this is a really good workout. But if he's doing 8 to 10 reps on this, he better not be, even if it's on a Monday, better not be preparing to race on Friday and Saturday. Okay, so taking a look at it, there's something that I'm seeing that I'm going to mention on him fixing, but let's do the positive stuff first. I don't know if I have enough time to do all the positive. There's a lot that he is doing that is really, really good. He's got a great chop step, and he's got great speed in between. He gets his hips high off of the stick, which I really like. He does become a sprinter off of that. But just watching through this just a couple, three times here, there's some things that I'm starting to see. So what I want to do here, I'm going to really back it down on the slow side here, and we'll take a look at what he's got going on. Um, so I want to make sure that he's got good push. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 step approach. Really good chop step or cut step. Tucks that heel under the butt, the lead leg heel under the butt. Not a bad press. Hips high off of the hurdle. An okay split between knees off of the hurdle. Again, really nice chop step. Um, I really like this. In his second step here, he is pushing his hips up off the ground, which is really, really good. His force impact on the track is right underneath the hip, which is great. So we can run a plumb line here from ankle to knee to hip to shoulder. It's all in one straight up and down line like a pure sprinter would be. There's no leaning forward or sitting back on that. The knee is not mushing at all. And what I mean by mushing is that knee would be out in front of the ankle where the hips would drop. When you drop the hips, you raise the hurdle, and we want to make sure that we're not taking advantage of the hurdle height the best that we can. Um, Good stride length, great chop step, and I want to just kind of point this out because he has a very effective chop step here. See how he has such a low, his foot, watch this normal sprint step here. He's got good drive under the hip, and then it's really, really low to the track, and then punches it into the ground. And he's keeping that foot away from the hurdle here. That's really what we want. We want our travel to be in front of the hurdle, falling off, rather than in front of the hurdle, coming straight up and then dropping down, and your travel length past the hurdle is further. So he's doing an excellent job on that side of it. Again, good tuck, drives the knee into the armpit, and he really gets that trail leg down quickly, and I'm seeing something there that I want him to work on. Again, good chop step. Uh, really good. Now the chop step on this one isn't quite where it is on the first one. So he might be feeling like he's a little far away, so he reaches a little. I mean, that's really good, but it's, ideally we want it to be a shoe behind. So he's going to be here. He's a little out in front here, and that's going to be a braking force into the track. And there's something that's happening on top here that might give him that sensation that he's too far away from the hurdle. Even if he's at full sprint here. Um, Again, really good wrap arm. I'm loving the free side. Look at that. I don't see a hand back here on the opposite side. So the arm that's here is the wrap arm. And then the hand on the other side is going to be the freeze, what I call the freeze side. And I want that hand to freeze at the hip or the thigh. Kind of a little bit of the Grant Holloway thing. And the reason why is watch when he crosses, because he has a good freeze side here, watch what happens on top of the hurdle. Let's take a look at his wrap arm comes through, but I want you to look at his shoulders. See how his shoulders stay parallel to the stick or the hurdle stick. Look at that's really, really nice. And then he punches back up with that opposite side or that free side. Let's see how he... And watch that that wrap arm pull down over the top of the knee on the trail leg side. He's doing a really good job of getting that foot down. Good chop step. Again, that's a better chop step than the second one. That's not... I'm sorry, that's not the chop step. There. Yeah, that's right underneath. That looks really good. I could tell by that push that he was going to get a really good one here. So, under the knee, look at that free side arm. Now it's a little further back here, and he's got that rotation. Let's see on top of the stick here if he's over rotated. No, he's strong enough that he's able to maintain that. Now, I don't want him using that strength to maintain an upper body rotation. I want him to use that strength to drive that knee into the armpit and to be able to push off of the hurdle. So, again, really looks really good here. Couple things that I want to take a look at, though, that I want him to kind of work on here. I'm going to speed it up just a little bit here so we can get him on top of it, especially these two hurdles where he is in front of us here. Okay, let's take a look at on top of here. A couple things I want him to fix. Good chop step. Wrap arm through, drives the knee, tucks the heel under the butt. The lead leg heel tucks under the butt, drives the knee past 90 degrees, cast to the tibular aspect, heel to the hurdle. Now, something I want to look at is right here, he's pointing his toe, and I want that toe to be dorsiflect. I want it to be pulled back to the body. It's a very specific reason why I want him to do that. I don't want to get into it into this video. I want to try to make this as quick as possible here so we're not boring everybody with biomechanics. But I want that toe back. And another thing that I'm seeing here that I'd like him to work on is to be patient on top of the hurdle. He is opening up a little bit too soon. He's opening up on top of the stick. He's got a great press here, but he starts it to open on top of the stick, and I want him to hold that press just a fraction of a second longer. And the reason why is on 38s, he's fine. He's got really low clearance. He looks really good, but look at this. Look at the flat, how flat this trail leg is in this position. And the reason why is because if he doesn't hold his press in this position longer, that knee is going to be much harder to drive in the armpit because he wants to pull it through and drop it. You get on 42s and you're going to be just looking for to just chew your shin and ankle apart when you're doing that. And I want to make sure that we're not, if you're going to hit the hurdle, I'd rather be on your hamstring or the glute than on your shin or foot. Um, yeah, so we want to hold our press just a little bit longer and then drive the knee up into the armpit. And I know why he's doing that, and the reason why, and I'm sure that his coach has told him to do this, and he's absolutely correct. I'm not correcting the coach here. It's just he can get more out of this because he drives that second step down really hard, which I want him to do. But if you drive the knee, this is a good position, but we want this to be while he's still on top of the stick. Um, so we want that knee to drive into the armpit, and that is going to open up this angle. The knee to heel or to shoe angle is going to open up a little bit more, and he gets great touchdown here, good force into the track. But I want this to be open just a little bit more. And when you drive the knee into the armpit and rotate a bigger rotation off of this trail leg side, you're going to get a ton more force into the track here. A lot of coaches they get hyper focused on the trail leg and keeping it quick off of the hurdle. And again, I want it to be quick, but most of the time, quick isn't fast. It's just quick. Where you're going to get your speed coming from is going to be strength and power. And when this leg is opened a little more and drives down as it's open, you're going to be in this front foot for a longer period of time, which means you're going to get bigger push, and that's where speed comes from. But he does a great job of pushing it down and getting it down. And he keeps his hips really high off of there. So, I'm being really ticky-tacky right now. Being really, really ticky-tacky. Reaching out, drop step, cut step, heel under the hurdle, wrap arm up, cast to the tibular aspect. Again, pointing the toe a little bit right here. I want that dorsal flex foot pulled to the back. I'll talk about that another time. I would like this knee to be, at this moment, starting to drive up into the armpit, and then him wrapping that wrap arm wrist around the knee. And when he drives the knee into the armpit, that's going to open that foot up just a little bit more. Okay, so when he opens up the foot a little bit more, when he is on touchdown, there's going to be a bigger rotation. And he does a really good job of driving the foot down, which, I want him to do that, but I want it to be a longer rotation. This trail leg side right here, I want a little bit longer of a rotation. That way he's going to be pushing longer into this front foot, which is where the speed's going to come from. Nice and tall off of the hurdle. Looks good. Leaning forward just a little bit. And that's a natural tendency for hurdlers to be aggressive, is to just kind of lean that body forward because it's an old football mentality. I got to get in there and I got to, be aggressive. And the first reaction to being aggressive is going to lean that body forward. Be really rigid within the neck and upper body. And we want him to be relaxed, tall sprinter at this point. Um, and he's just forward just a little bit. I mean, again, I'm being really ticky tacky. For the most part, this is really good. Um, yeah, I'm liking what I'm seeing here. Look at that freeze, that free side elbow, the opposite side of the wrap arm. Look at how close to the body it is. He's got to have his wrist or his hand at the thigh or at his or down on his hip, which is really really nice. Um, Again, that heel tucks under a little bit. You know, a lot of coaches coach that. You know, it's a little controversial. Excuse me, I get it. You want to get that. I've heard coaches say, "I want that trail leg to get down before your lead leg." You know, but look at this angle with trying to be fast over the top here. I mean, his heel is almost higher than his knee right now, and that knee should be driving in up into the armpit right here. Then he's going to get that bigger rotation from the hip on that leg off of there. I hope I'm. I know I'm beating a dead horse here by saying that, but again, he gets that foot down really quick. Um, Nice and tall off. Good chop step. Look at that wrap arm. Look at that free side. I'm loving that hand at the hip right there. It looks really good. Again, we're tucking the heel under the butt. Want it to stay open, and it will stay open if you drive the knee into the armpit. Now, obviously, physically, you can't put your knee into your armpit, but that's the feeling that I want him to have coming off of the hurdle. All right. All in all, really, really good. Love the workout. Zone hurdling is so good for speed to feel speed in between the hurdle, especially when you get outdoors. Uh, and you're going to get to that 7, 8, 9, 10 hurdle, and you're going to lose. The fatigue starts to set in, and things are going to start to fall apart at that point. And you want to feel that speed. So when you do this type of workout, it really forces you into that speed momentum on that side of it, and that's really going to help him out in feeling the speed off of there. So when you get up to a normal set of hurdles, you can be crazy aggressive and get as close to that hurdle as you can, and dropping that cut step down. So that's all I have. If you guys have any questions, reach out to me at the bottom here. Just send me a message, and I'll be more than happy to talk with you. If you need any help with any hurdlers that you have, you know, whether you're a parent or you're a coach or you're an athlete yourself, just reach out to me, and I'll be more than willing to help you out. Don't forget to like and subscribe. That gives this guys like this an opportunity to be seen. And gives everybody an opportunity to kind of see some of the stuff that I've been able to put out here, and gives a help for everybody. All right, thanks. You guys have a great day, and good luck and good skill with your hurdling.